As the film begins, we see that it is late at night. Some friends are at the beach. They had a great time there, some sang and others danced. Some played games. Meanwhile, they discover a massive and strange object. They start mocking her and harming her at the same time. They don't know what's inside. What exactly is it? Everyone is tired after enjoying. They sleep in their cars. Everyone wakes up one by one in the morning. Marcia is the name of one of the girls. She slept on the table. Her condition worsens when she wakes up. She vomits. Everyone thinks it's because of the road. Marcia had a strange feeling. The girl sees a bird sitting there on the sand. The bird was perfectly fine. However, the sand begins to engulf him, as if it were a deep swamp. The girl is worried. She tells her friend Marcia not to put her feet in the sand. There is a risk. But before Marcia could hear her, she stomped on sand. Her shoes sank into the sand, trying to pull out a leg, but she couldn't pull it off. She was about to extend her leg with her hands. Because of this, her hands were also engulfed in sand. He gets scared and starts screaming. How can her friends come to her aid when they are also trapped? No one understood what he should do. When one of Marcia's friends sees her condition, he gets out of the car. He doesn't listen, even if everyone forbids him. He falls while walking on the sand. He is kneeling and stuck in the sand. He tries to pick himself up, but his skin also became stuck with sand. The sand hurt his body. His friends start the car to help their friend, but their car won't start either. Meanwhile, the boy's friend throws a rope at him. However, the boy was no longer able to hold the rope. Unfortunately, within a short period of time, his entire body will be covered in sand. What can the others do but see him go into the sand? Everyone is scared and actually plan to run away as soon as possible. Jonah is the name of the boy who sat in the driver's seat of the car. He tries to start the car again, but he couldn't do this. Then we see a healthy man who is in a drum. When he was about to move, his friends told him not to. If you move and fall, the sand will take you with it. Are you kidding me? Says the man. He could not see anything with his eyes. He slept and felt the pain. He starts to move. According to the boy, someone will come to help us in 2 hours. We called, and if you stay here they will come for us. Please pay attention to what I say so that the man agrees. Even though there was no such thing, no help was on the way. Everyone is stuck. Marcia's friend informs them that everyone had fun at this beach the day before. Why didn't this sand affect us yesterday? Were there other people where they were going? They guessed that those people also went into the sand. However, they are not stuck in the sand because they were not directly on the sand. They were in their cars or on high ground. Meanwhile, the healthy man starts screaming again. He claims that he is irritated by the sun's rays. His friend throws sunscreen at him, and he says apply it, you will feel good. Feels better after use. They see the thing they find in the night. They harmed it at night when it could not be seen. The big thing was the egg, and they made a big mess when they broke it. It was split into 2 pieces. It means that whatever was inside had to come out. Maybe the creature that came out of the egg lives in the sand. The creature takes them to the sand. Marcia's friend throws something in the sand. The sand will also take the thing into itself, and discovers that the creature is inside the sand. According to Jonah, there is nothing we can do. We have to take a step for ourselves. He takes a skateboard and tries to walk to the table on it. He successfully walks it, but when he reaches the table, the skateboard was sliding. His feet also slipped as he slipped, coming dangerously close to the sand. Because of her, something comes out of the sand and touches his stomach. But Jonas does not get nervous. He immediately climbs up to the table. There was a bag of snacks. He finds a banana in the bag. He starts vomiting after eating. As he sees his stomach, there were many wounds. She did the thing that emerged from the sand. Everyone panics when they see this. Jonah tells them, it's nothing, just think about your safety. With that he throws them drinks, that the thirsty may drink them. Then Jonas feels a pain in his stomach. His wounds were also bleeding. His friend is sad and starts crying. Jonas tells her, don't cry, we are all strong. Jonah was lying there. Meanwhile, the girl in the car calls them. Our cell phones are in the trunk of the car. We have to take them to call for help. No one wants to risk the car trunk not opening while they're sitting here. The girl says I will do it. She goes and opens the trunk, but it doesn't open. It goes the other way. The black-haired girl handed her a piece of cloth, so he can hold it firmly and it won't fall on the sandy side. But still he can't open the trunk of the car properly. Jonas's friend then forces her to hold the rod, asks her to try it. Finally, the girl opens the trunk of the car, but he sees someone coming. He was the supervisor of the place. It means he was in charge of beach stormtroopers. Everyone saw him, as did the girl who opened the shoe. Her toes stuck in her shoe. This means that the trunk was closed. She screams and everyone tries to call her. However, the warden claims that this new generation does strange things after taking drugs. Everyone tells him we're in trouble. He parked near them and was about to get out. Everyone shouts, "Don't put your foot in the sand." Everyone is shocked when the man comes out, that the sand has no effect on it. First he goes to Jonas. She is shocked after seeing his belly. Who did all this? He then tries to pull a healthy man out of the drum, but his weight was too much for him to carry and he couldn't do it alone. He says, "I will call my team shortly. They will save you all from here." "But I don't understand, what are you doing here?" Jonas's friend tries to tell him everything. She informs him that our friend's fingers got tangled in the trunk of the car. The leader goes to her but does not help her. Jonas's friend starts screaming. The leader approaches her and asks, "Why are you treating me badly? What's your problem?" He says, "Can't you see we're in trouble? We can't go on the sand. The sand has already swallowed our two friends." Leader says, "Don't drag me into these games. How am I supposed to stand on the sand when there's something like that? Get down immediately." But Jonah's boyfriend and her boyfriend didn't come down, because they know they can lose their lives. The guard pulls out his gun and his keys also fall into the sand. Everyone forbids him to stick his hand in the sand. When his hand touches the sand to pick up the keys, he doesn't listen. The sand stuck to his hand. The supervisor had pepper spray and sprayed it on the sand, but it was pointless. The creature took half his arm with it. The warden's hand cuts. His hand was bleeding and he started screaming. Jonah's friend picks up the pepper spray as he leaves. "Maybe it will help us defeat the creature." The warden falls completely into the sand. In no time the sand will take him inside. Jonah's friend is talking to her companion in the cabin. They understand that the sand did not harm the warden. Because he wears sturdy shoes that look like towels, he marks the fibers. The boy tells his companions, "Throw towels at me. We'll tie them up with our feet and we can move out of here." When his companions throw towels at him while catching, he falls out of the cabin. It falls from many things, as roots grow from sand. They could be the creature's tentacles. They stuck to his body and began to suck his blood. The same thing happens to him as to others. It means it disappears somewhere in the sand. It was a bad event for his friends. The black-haired girl starts to cry and puts her hands over her ears. "Everything will be fine," Jonas's friend assures her. He asks her to place the grill right here. He adds another grill and then jumps out of the cab and into the car. When he gets to the car, he slaps the black-haired girl, because she was planning to come here. But that wasn't her fault. He tries to get the girl's fingers out of the trunk of the car. They are doing well. Jonas's friend ties a towel to her hand. On the other side, a healthy man is shown, who was upset because he was stuck in the drum. His body starts to swell because it's stuck inside him. He also starts bleeding. When the blood flows into the sand, some tentacles come out of the sand. They learn that there is a human, maybe they will attack a healthy man. On the other hand, the girls make the journey. When connecting grills from the car to the table, a black-haired girl goes to Jonas, the girl with her toes stuck in her shoe. She asks Jonah's friend to leave because her hand was bleeding. If it falls on the sand, the creature will attack us. Jonas's friend finds him. Finally, the girl with the injured fingers walks on the grill. When she reaches the end, her hand begins to bleed. A drop of blood falls on the sand. The creature emerges. When the girl sees this, she gets scared and loses her balance. It also falls into the sand. The sand swallows her completely. The healthy man was bleeding from the drum on the other side. Those tentacles attract him and climb up the drum. We see a black-haired girl start walking after tying many towels around her legs. Sand has no effect on her. She was very happy and now she was standing in the warden's car. When he saw her, the healthy man became happy and began to enjoy himself. They will soon be out of place, but he has no idea that the tentacles have emptied his drum from the bottom. Those tentacles grew and stuck to his body. They take him to the sand. He also dies because of it. This creature becomes large, because many people ate it. His tentacles were now the strongest as well. He approaches the warden's car and moves it. A black-haired girl falls on a car because of it. When her head hits a car, she passes out. Jonas's friend was left alone. Others were in worse shape. Someone had a stomach ache and someone fainted. He gets scared and night appears. As night falls, the black-haired girl comes to her senses. She places an air tub there, from which she transports Jonah to the car. When Jonas's friend also came to them, the creature closes the car door with its tentacle. What was surprising was that the creature's tentacles were glowing. A blue light appeared. Jonah's friend does not lose courage. He comes to the car and sees that there is a can of gasoline near her. The creature is holding a can and has not spared it. Without wasting time, Jonah's friend picks up the other stick. He splashes gasoline on the car. As a result, some gasoline falls on the creature, which it then ignites. As a result, the creature's tentacles burst into flames. He starts to yearn and Jonah's friend rushes into the car. He locks the door. The creature tries to open the door. Due to the burning, the monster's power decreases. It soon soaks into the sand. It was too late at night and they were exhausted and scared. He sleeps in the car. Someone knocks on their car mirror in the morning. He looked like a policeman. When Jonah's friend goes out and sees, she puts her feet on the sand. Her feet don't soak into the sand. The black-haired girl also comes out with it. They move from there. The creature died from burns last night. There was calm in the sand and there was no movement. Jonas dies as a result of his injuries. It was a sad moment. However, in the final scene of the film, we learned something shocking. That the creature did not perish. He is still alive and somewhere in the sea. Now her goal is the city. This is where the movie recap ends. Thank you for your time.